Well, it's that time. Junk Journal January is all over till next year. But we've got Junk Journal July coming up. Alrighty, so this is my journal. It's turned out quite chunky, even though it hasn't really got a lot of things added into it, but it's still got bulked up a little bit. So originally I was going to do a regular type of junk journal, and I made this cover out of a Halloween table runner. I just love the bird. That's why that doesn't look like something arty, but more junk journaly. Anyway, that's the cover. So it's made from a padded envelope. And let's go through and have a look at what I did. So this is day one. So that was resolutions. Now, to start with, the book. So the book has changed over as I went along. So to begin with, this is what all the pages were. They were just coffee-dyed computer paper. And that was A3 sheets that had been folded in half and then I stitched around them, which was going to be great for a junk journal. But as I got further into the first week or so, I realized that I had made an error of judgment there, in that this sort of paper doesn't stand up very well to wet mediums. So it changes a little bit further in. Okay, so back to this. This is day one. I left that blank. I wrote down some thoughts about what I'd done during the week, and this is day two, which was quote. So I really like that one. Day three, I really let my hair down. This is throwback. So my throwback aspect was that I was going back to artwork rather than junk journaling, because that's where I started on YouTube, was doing acrylic April back in 2020, I think. Yeah, my very first video was an acrylic painting, and I only ever did acrylic paintings. And then I got the junk journal bug. So I really had fun doing this, and it's taken me a while to get loosened up again, you know, to be able to do the work that I've done a bit further on. So anyway, we have got here day 4, which doesn't have anything on it. It was tuck spot. It might be written there somewhere and I've drawn over it, I think. So that one, I'm starting to get a little bit more adventurous. This is daily log. Love that stamp. So I just stamped that onto paper. And I don't know whether it's because of the image or because it's not arty enough or whatever. But yeah, it wasn't very popular. I loved it. And this one everyone loved with my funny blobby birds. So basically I just stuck gel print down in the background. I'd done these on watercolour paper some time ago, and I just cut them out and pasted them in there. So that was day 7 stitched. Day 8, this is my melted crayon effort. So that's neutral was the prompt for that day. But I wasn't going to be putting anything neutral in here. That's about as neutral as the book got. So I used earth tones instead. And I just put a quote there. Alright, now this one is Foliage, day 9. Negative space painting. So, well, this is the original. And it's layered, and it's my diva in the bathtub. Yeah, that's Dorothy Lamour from 1934. Oh, that's something that's really uncanny about this. Now, I got this picture out of a book about, it's called The Image Makers, and it's all Hollywood stars. And it's a really thick book, about 1.5 inches thick, probably 1,000 photos or something in it, and I've picked her out. And then I was just showing it to my friend, and we were trying to work out what nationality she was. And of course when you look it up, it tells you what her date of birth and everything, and her birthday is the same day as mine. So what's the chances of that happening? To pick somebody out of all of those pictures and they turn out to have the same birthday as you. Not the year. He's predated me considerably. Alrighty, so day 11 is Eclectic. I love this one. This is one that just threw stuff at the page. Lots and lots of different stuff in there. All made with those 3 colours that I initially started off with on my palette. And eventually I got sick to death of them and splurged out a bit. Alright, so that's the end of the first signature. So I had 2 more signatures in there of this paper. I took them out and I replaced it with mixed media and watercolour paper. So I ended up with something a little bit more stable to put my paint on. So this is day 12, Torn Edges. I really like this one. It is garden, and against a dark sky all flowers are fireworks is the quote that I put on there. I love that edge there, the way that's bled. So over here it was patterned for day 14. That was a bit of a mishmash, but still like that one. This one is another one of my favourites, and it's opposites, and I used opposites on the colour wheel instead of excuse me, instead of obvious opposites, so yellow and purple. That's what I went for there. I had no idea what I was making when I started, just went with it. This one is Flow. So this started off as something completely different, and I'm not sure if it's picking it up in the camera, but there's on the edge of the page there's a pattern, like I used texture paste in a stencil, and that was on the original thing that I did, but I didn't like it, so I just turned it into this. So that's all ink that I let flow all over the page and run everywhere, and then I just made these lollipop flowers, I guess you'd call them, I don't know. Popped them in because I thought the black and white looked nice against the purple and yellow. So day 17, Whimsical. So this has all been made, apart from the girl, her wings, and everything else has been cut from a watercolour painting. So the girl itself came out of a fairy tale book, and then I made the wings, the hills, the flowers, the trees, the birds, the sun, everything was cut from a watercolour painting. I really enjoyed doing that one. I love cutting up old bits of artwork. So that one turned out really well. So that was 17, Whimsical. Okay, so this one is Borders. This is here because I wanted to make this page over the other side bigger. I stuck another one on the back. So this is another one that I virtually did twice because it didn't turn out very well. I did a dark background and then I put napkin over the top, and you could see the dark background through the napkin, so I ended up doing another, like pasting a whole napkin onto some paper and then cut the flowers out of it so that they were, you know, you couldn't see through them. So I really like that one. I love those flowers. They look like peonies. So this is Interactive, which is day 19, and this one has got that page there, and over here this is the interactive element on it. It's got a hinged cover. When you lift it up, there's another little book in here to look at, and this is my nod to childhood play and to never lose your what's the word for it? Keep young at heart, I guess. Jump in the puddles, splash the paint around, climb a tree. Okay, this one is Nature. So this is day 20. This is one that I really love, and this is all created from texture paste and gesso being put on really thick on the page, and I pushed some leaves into it and trying to get an indent. It wasn't clear enough, so I just got the end of a paintbrush and drew them on, and then I just used inks to flow all over it. That's crackle paste up there. I'll just bring that up a bit closer so you might be able to see that. That lump is actually the rope that I tied that hinge on with. so I kept it open so I could put something, you know, hang something off there if I wanted to. So that was day 20. That was just an empty page that I stuck on a bit of spare paper and did some doodling on. Nothing to do with the challenge. This is day 21, which is peeking out, and this is another one where I just got in touch with my inner child and played and played with the coloured crayons mainly. And that is the front of an envelope there that I... No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm telling a lie. I was going to use an envelope, I didn't. Okay, and that's just some leftovers from when I did the fabric one. So I did all of the flowers out of fabric, so I'm going to play on that page a bit later. This one I love. I think this is probably going to be my favourite. I mean, I love them all, but this is the one that I like to look at the most. And this lady is collaged on. I found her in a travel brochure. Sorry about the glare. So I cut her out. I love the way her clothing is swirling around her. Not that you can see it in this, because I cut most of it off. And I blended her into the background. You can't even tell that she's pasted on there. She looks like she was actually painted in there instead. So that one I'm really, really happy with. This one was just a lot of fun, texture. So this page here, was it this? Oh, I think it's the stuff underneath, yeah. I'd been painting on tissue paper and I had it laid out on the floor in the room here. My dog walked in and walked over it, and the piece that's on the bottom here, there it is, she had stuck to her foot and was all scrunched up and everything. So she got to participate in Junk Journal January. This is the cloth one, or fabric. So this is all fabric. The background, the whole thing is fabric. The only thing that's not fabric is obviously the paper that it's on, but the black, that's a paint marker. So that they're all fabric. The leaves are fabric, the flowers are fabric, and the background's fabric. And I really like this one. I think it's got a lot of punch about it. And it's a pity that it's on one of these winky wonky pages. I thought I was being clever when I did it that way, because I had no idea that I would be doing so many double spreads. But it created that problem for me where, you know, I had odd pages to go on. Be different if each page had a separate artwork on it, but that's the artwork. Anyway, I did it and I delivered it. So this one I really like too. So Ombre is day 25. That was a nice one to do. I used Inktense colour blocks on that. So I went from yellow to green to blue, and then on her dress I went yellow to green to blue, but in the opposite order. And then I just did a lot of doodling on it, a bit of stamping. That was fun. This one is another one I think is one of my favourites. So I used a little jelly plate to put these vibrant colours on there. I actually stenciled this on first, put it on in black, the flowers, and then all of these other colours came on top, so that the prompt was translucent, so everything can be seen through the translucent paint. This one I really enjoyed doing. See, I still do love the junk journaling side of it, and this is sort of almost junk journaling. So I think that's why I like the other one way back that no one liked, with the little photo of the boy. But yeah, I like this one. It's a grungy. Had fun doing that. And then we got this one, which was lyrics, and mine was a line or two out of the song Vincent by Don McLean. So I did like a bit of a replica of the Starry Night painting. When I wrote my quote on my words on there, I didn't leave myself enough room. I wrote too big, and I was missing the last letters on all the words, so I've since gone back and whited them out and then written them on. But I think I might at some time in the future go in and do a little bit of shading around there so there's not so much white. Fix it up. This one is another one I love, geometric, nice and vibrant. So I was really starting to express myself here, and the words are, it sounds so cliche, but they're symbolic. So no rules and colour play. So basically that's what I was doing. I don't follow the rules. I make my own up and I just play with the colours. I know the colour wheel. I know what goes well with, you know, which colours go well together. So that's not a problem for me. Learnt that a long time ago. Composition was probably the hardest thing for me to get my head around when I started doing this type of art. But I think this one works well. This is another one that I really liked. Someone didn't like my weird, blodgy fence. I don't mind being told they don't like it. I didn't think it was that weird compared to the rest of the painting. Anyway, this was one of my favourites. I love the colours. It's very earthy, even though it's got this paper in here. And again, it's another symbolic one for me. These are barriers that you face every day and that you overcome your barriers, making your own path. And I take the unordinary path, I make my own, do it my way, and follow my heart when I'm making my art. Oh, there we go. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. So that was 30 travel. There was a couple of pages that were blank, so I just filled them in with something when I was playing. I'm going to put this page in here just to cover up that so it's not distracting. And it's a bit sticky still, this. 24 hours after I painted it. There's so much paint on there. I hope that's not too reflective. So I really love this. The only thing I would change is this. I thought it was a good idea at the time, but yeah, it's a bit, I might gesso over it. It just needs dulling down a little bit. But anyway, lots and lots of layers in here. Some inks and crayons and paints. Stenciling. No, not stencil. Yeah, stencil. I use a stencil there, but I just use that paint through the stencil. I used my handmade stamp to do those. Really had fun making this one, and I was super, super pleased with the way it turned out. And that's the end. That's day 31. That was Reflect. Now, when I first started to do this one, my idea was that I would redo this. So I still did the same things, except this is the way it turned out because I'm way more adventurous now. Okay, so that is my journal for Junk Journal January 2024. Hope you really enjoyed watching all my videos. I know a lot of them were a bit long, but it's a bit hard to get a lot of information in a short time. I think it is, I don't know the word, like, it's selling the page short when I do that, so that's why I didn't do so many little short videos. I did try to keep them as close to real time as possible, speeding up the boring bits a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to have a couple of weeks off. Go and tidy up my room for a start and make plans for what I hope is going to be an exciting 2024. I'm going to do some jelly printing videos. I'm going to do some more mixed media artwork for you. Yeah, so just lots of mixed up madness, I suppose. Whatever we want, we can do. Alright, so let me know if you've got any questions about what's going to be happening. I'll still be checking to see if there's any messages or comments to reply to. I'm just not going to be putting up a video for a couple of weeks, so I need to do some housework after doing Defemerember and then this. There's a few things that need doing. A little bit of spring cleaning is required. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you very much for all your wonderful comments. Really appreciated it. There's been a couple of people who every day have left the most amazing comments. But I appreciate even the ones that are just like give me a thumbs up or put a heart in there or anything. Is just wonderful to see. Okay, so take care everybody and have fun in your creative endeavours, and I shall see you soon. So in the meantime, hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo! Bye!